Hey, what's going on, YouTube, my family, and my friends? Back again with another exclusive video. It's your boy, Xcellent Dreamz. Alright, so check this out. Now, what do I want to go over today? So, a lot of people are seriously, they want to learn how to use this program. They want to learn how to do rhinestones. So, let's type it out. Let's even put the apostrophe in there. And then, so what I did there to do the let's, I came over here to my text tool. As you can see, it popped up. Or you can also hit the shortcut F8. So we have our text there. Let's. What I want to do now is I want to select it. Once I select it, it brings up the, I guess, where you can see that it's selected in the box there. These little boxes on the edge are the controls where you can drag it out or make it smaller. If you make it too small, of course, it flips around and upside down. So also you can make it taller. Let's Control Z. Control Z is the undo function for the keyboard. Change the color over here. Or if you didn't have the rhinestone wizard at all, you can change the color over here. But primarily, a lot of my training, well, all of my training is using both CorelDraw and the rhinestone wizard. That's pretty much how I learned, using them cohesively together. So that's how I teach. All right, so we got let's click on it using the selection tool. I like to hold Control and drag it down and then right click on it. So when I click on it, I'm holding down the left click and I'm dragging and right clicking and then letting the left go. All right, I made a copy of it. Let's double click on it to bring up the character node. Let's delete that and just say let's do. I go up here to my selection tool again. I grab it, Control, drag it, and let's type out rhinestones. Boom. I always like to go back to my pick tool if I'm not using any other tool, because my pick tool pretty much lets me select what I want in my workspace. So we have let's do rhinestones. Now rhinestones is kind of huge. We can select it, hold down Shift, and then grab one of these corner nodes and bring it in from the center, like so. Still kind of big because it's 19.118 inches across here. So now typically dark, thicker fonts work better with rhinestones. So I have a bunch of fonts right here. They're all the fonts that I have installed on my computer are pretty much right here inside of the rhinestone wizard already. So you can select that little arrow and it brings up your fonts as well as these helpful shortcuts up here. So let's try Bowfinger. Now I like Bowfinger. Bowfinger will look great in rhinestones. Look at that. We're gonna do Bowfinger. So let's change that one to Bowfinger as well, and that one to Bowfinger as well. Now what you want to do, what I like to do anyway, is pull out my ruler. Well, now, if this is the font that you want, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and weld it, because as you can see, I can still change the font here, but when I'm using my ruler doesn't snap to the edge of text. It snaps to the edge of objects. So let's convert that. Let's weld it. Now when I drag my ruler to the edge of it, watch what happens. Boom. Snap to it. Boom. Snap to this edge. Boom. Snap to that edge. So snap it here. Boom. And what I want to do is let's snap the D there as well. And then snap the R there. Boom. Let's do rhinestones. All right. How big is that lettuce? It's 12.442 inches. So let's make that just a little smaller, because the rhinestone template material is only 12 inches in width. So I like to stay up under 11.6 to give my rollers room to work. So let's snap that to the edge of that S. And to drag out a ruler, all you got to do is come over here to, this number section right here that looks like a ruler. Click on it, hold it, and drag it out. You also have a ruler up here as well. Ruler or guidelines. Now to get rid of those guidelines, just click on it. When you click on it, you can hit delete. When you click on it, it turns red, lets you know that you're on the right guideline. Hit delete. Click on it, hit delete, and this one, let's delete. So our LETS is 11.548, and I like that. That's going to be a nice size on the shirt. So let me get my rulers back out on my guidelines. Boom. Perfect. Now let's break up rhinestones. Let's do, and what I like to do, y'all, because you can hit enter, of course, and then you can come over here in the text, in the TRW Stone Wizard, to the edit tab and center those. It should have just aligned it to the center. Interesting. All right, let's use this one over here though. Let's go to the text properties, object properties. Now we should be able to do it like so. Boom. We can do it like that, rhinestones, and then just make the whole thing bigger. Boom. And then let's just center the do into the center, or also we can highlight the whole, all of this, and just hit the C. Boom. Now centered it, but for some reason that do doesn't look centered to me. Check this out. This is how, there's one way to skin a cat. So look at that. That's 2.375 across. Oh, look at that. 2.375 across. So it is centered. My eyeballs are just off. All right. You always want to save your work. All right. Let's do rhinestones. I'm loving it. Also, what I might want to do is I may want to just take this right here. Oh, let me back up. So on your toolbar on the left hand side, what I did was I came down to the rectangle tool. clicked on the rectangle tool. Also, you can hold down the rectangle tool and get a 3-point rectangle, but we only need the rectangle tool right now. When I come into my workspace, as you can see, it actually almost magnetizes to the edge, especially if it's already welded and it's an object. As you can see here, as I'm hovering around this, node pops up, midpoint pops up, edge pops up, lots of things pop up. But when I come down here to this one and I hover over it, nothing pops up. When you hover over the lines, something pops up, but look. So it's always best to weld your text once you decided that's the text that you want to be working with. All right, let's go to my rectangle tool, and what I did is I just used the thickness of this L to create that line or that box. So you can't see the box right now because it's empty. It's not filled with any color. So if I click on it, and right here is the wireframe. You have wireframe, then you have enhance. So if I click on wireframe, you can see that extra box there. Let's get back to enhance view. Let's change the color of that box. And what I want to do is I just want to drag that box down to get the thickness of that. And let's just turn it 90 degrees by going up here, typing in 90 and hitting enter. Haha. Now what I want to do is hold down control, drag that box, that rectangle over and place it there. Next, I just select both of them by clicking on one, holding down shift and selecting the other and changing the color. Let's do rhinestones. Also, what I might want to do is use that same thickness, grab it, drag it, and right click it up here. Now I can drag it out like so. Now I can do the same thing again, click it, hold down control so that it stays in a straight line. As you can see, I can go left or right, up or down when I'm holding control, but as soon as I let control go, now I can move it freely. So if you hold control and drag it, it stays straight on that line or that axis. Let's do rhinestones. All right, now my design is 11.548 by 17.349, and I like that. That looks great. All right, now next I want to actually, all right, let's do it like this. More than one way to skin a cat, right? Let's come over here to the smart fill tool at the bottom. And I just want to click on these to smart fill them with that gray color. Now over here in the rhinestone wizard, I can click on the center tool right here. That's inside the edit tab. Right here. Left click, same color, right click, invert, shift click, clear. So let's click on that, and it basically just selected all of that color at once for me. Next, what I want to do is weld that color together. So now I can click on the S and they all move. or click on the T and they all move. Now what I want to do is use this stones to pretty much trim. That's what it is. I want to use this color to trim through. See the rhinestones? It's all together. So I can't move the word stones by itself, and I can't move rhyme by itself. So what I'll do is I'll click on the gray, I'll hold down shift, click on the rhinestones that's underneath it, and then I'll do back minus front. No, wrong one. Front minus back. Boom. Okay, well, that didn't work either. Hold on. Click on stones, hold down shift, click on rhyme. Now let's use this one over here. Let's just use the trim feature, like so. Now, as you can see, it's separate. The rhyme is by itself, and it doesn't have the stone part. Cool. I click on this and change that to black. Because what I want to do is, I just want to get all of this closer so that, you know, it's rhinestones as one word, like so. Now let's just bring it up a little. Well, that looks good. Let's do rhinestones. And actually, let's drop it down just a little bit. Like so. Now next, what I like to do is, I like to highlight everything and drag it and make a copy and save it. Just in case I mess up on anything after changing 40 different things, I don't necessarily have to Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, undo, 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 undo. I'll just delete what I thought was going to work out and resort back to my original that fast. So now, let's weld everything. There we go. Move it as one. Over here, it's still separate. So now we have everything welded over here. I want to make it just a little smaller, like 11.3. And let's put an outline on that, a contour. Nice and fast in the TRW Stone Wizard. Go to our Place and Fill tab. We're going to do outside. No stones at the current time. We want one island. Leave the space the same, fill line spacing, and we want to change the contour space on the outside to like a 0.3. Let's do an island fill. And let's change the color to yellow. I like to right click and get rid of my outline. And there we have it, folks. Actually, let's change the inside to yellow, outside to black. Let's do rhinestones. Control S, save your work, folks. Now, let's just change the, with nothing selected, let's change to a stone color over here. Let's say we want this pretty TRW blue. Next, we want to set up our design wizard to place the stones. So we want the stones inside. We want to add stones. We can leave the islands as it is. Leave space, fill line spacing, and let's change the contour spacing again. Because now the contour spacing will be the contour spacing on the inside and not the contour on the outside, but the contour spacing on the inside to get the rhinestones right inside of the object is 0.075. All right. Next, let's click on the object that we want to fill with rhinestones, which of course is this yellow. Click on it and just hit hatch fill. I love doing hatch fills. Look how it just filled that entire design up with rhinestones. Next, while everything is still selected, you want to come down here and clear the paths from the selected objects. Once it clears the paths, next you want to merge overlapping stones. Let the TRW wizard work its magic, aligning the stones just perfectly and making sure that there are no overlapping stones and that each stone has the same spacing from left to right, up and down. Let it run its magic. TRW is done. Look at that, y'all. Now, I can admit and say that it doesn't get it perfect, but it just, how many stones did it just place inside this design? Highlight the entire design and click on this little icon down here, the second one from the bottom. See the design info with stone count, size, and colors. Click on that. Let the TRW do its magic once again. Still, yeah, it's still working, still doing its magic, y'all. That's a lot of stones. I estimate, how many stones do you think it is before it comes up? Type in down below if you can guess it. I want to see if someone can guess how many stones that is. 3,878 rhinestones. That's a lot. So if you wanted to get perfect, which I like it like this because it gives you room to set it inside the vinyl. But if you want to get it perfect, what I typically do is, let's just delete all of these, highlight them, and delete them. On the contour spacing, I like to go 0.09. And it sits them in there. It sort of gives it a, watch this. It gives it more room on each side, you know, to, it looks a little more cohesive like that to me. And it also gives room for if when you press your vinyl, you press it a little too long and it draws up on you just a little bit. The stones will still fit perfectly. Let's do rhinestones. Now, once again, I said the software isn't perfect, but it gives you a lot to work with. So let's just highlight these stones over here, hold control, and just drop them down a little bit, center them in there. We can do the exact same with these stones over here, but instead of doing that, we want them to line up with these stones over here. So I just deleted all of those, grab those, hold control, and then just drag them over. Zoom in to fine tune it. Perfect. Now they are pretty much on the same horizontal plane. Same right here with this L. See, it just sits it in there so perfectly. I can leave that L alone. The E, for the center of the E, You know, you can grab those stones and just shift them up a little bit. Perfect. Now for the S, I typically will fix just these corners by dragging one down like so. Holding shift, select the next one, 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 and then use my replace stones to make spacing equal button. Like so. And then I'll hold down shift and clear the paths so that it gets rid of that black line in there. I'll probably do the same thing I'll delete that stone there, drag this one down like so. I'll even drag this one up a bit like so, and hold down shift and select the stones all the way down. You can let shift go and then hit replace stones to make spacing equal. And then I can even add a stone by hitting the up arrow here. Boom. Hold down shift again and clear the paths from the selected objects. As you can see, I might have to do one more row and then it should follow that curve. So I'll bring this one down like so. Bring it up a little bit. All right. Bring this one up like so. Hold shift, select the stones in between, replace stones to make the spacing equal. Let's even add a stone in there. Hold down shift and clear the paths. Now, as you can see, this stone is touching that stone. All I will do here is just select the stone, hold shift, and just go through there and select all the stones pretty much on that row, and use the stones themselves to space it out. Watch this. Replace stones to make the spacing equal. Boom. Gave it that space right there. You know what I mean? Hold down shift, clear the paths. I'll do the same thing with the top row, because that stone right there, they just don't look equally spaced. So boom, now they're equally spaced. Remove the selected. The S's are tricky. I mean, I can go through there, or for instance, I can highlight all of these stones here, drag them out and over, because just in case look at them outside of the outline though. That S looks readable for sure. But I can go in here, smart fill that right here, boom, and then go to my selection tool, go to my place and fill, keep the contour spacing the same, do islands, but then let's do like 2 islands, and then let's do an island fill on that. That looks good, so let's go 4 islands. Perfect. Let's clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Got just a little to work with, but it looks better, you know. Now the stones are following the curve. Now you have your straight line here. You can just drag that stone into place there. Drag this one down, place one here. I mean, that looks good. You can still do some work, you know, as far as making the spacing equal between these stones. But yeah, easy peasy, George and Wheezy. If you definitely like this video so far, please smash that like button. Also, leave a comment down below if you would even try this software. This software, I've been using this software for about 8 years, making rhinestone apparel. And the more and more you use it, the more you become familiar with it, the easier it becomes, and you can create some great items, rhinestone items, by using this software. So all my stones are placed. Let's go up here. Let's get rid of the smart fill that I did. As you can see, it still looks a little jank, but like I said, you can easily go in there and clean it up like so, by making these equally spaced, getting rid of that gap in between there. Now, I'm not a professional using CorelDraw or the Rhinestone Wizard at all, and I'm sure it may be a faster way to actually do what I'm doing now, but I do what works for me, regardless of how long it may take. Once I create the template one time, I never have to create the template again, and I can create multiple shirts using this template. Another quick thing, as you can see, I've cleaned that up so fast as I was talking, just by making the spacing equal. I did it from top to bottom. Now I can make it look even better by going left to right with these circles here, just to make the spacing equal, make it look more perfect, make it look more cohesive. As you can see, it looks wonderful. Let's do this row right here. Watch this. Watch how it just gives each stone equal spacing, like magic. Boom. Now I would say, do it around. I would do it all the way around, you know what I mean? Just so that it's equally spaced, because they look a little dense here, and then they look a little thicker there. So I would just go all the way around the S, and then down here I would do one S and then copy it to the other S, and I'll be done. Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna get rid of this over. Well, I'll leave that over there. Might come back. Now, I'm not actually going to do a shirt that says "Let's do rhinestones," but I just wanted to show y'all real quick. Highlight the entire design. Come over here to the TRW Design Wizard 5.0 Pro. Go to the mockup tab. Let's put this on a men's shirt, the front of a men's shirt, t-shirt. Let's hit simulate stones and just left click on the create design proof. In a few seconds, it's populated onto the shirt. Let's move the shirt up a little bit. Let's do rhinestones. Let's do rhinestones. Let's do rhinestones. All right. So check this out. Now that you have it like this, you can actually highlight it, drag it over. What I do? Okay. Hold down Control, drag it over, right click. Hold down Control again, drag it over here, and then right click. Because now you can show this shirt in black, show this shirt in green, and show this shirt in yellow. Let's go ahead and click on one stone. Well, nope. See, now I can go in here and highlight half of this and change those stones to yellow. Highlight the other half and just change it to yellow. I do it like that. That way I don't select any of the outline. So since the stones are now yellow, let's change the shirt to aquamarine. And we can even get rid of the fill to the outline. If you're sublimating, you can do some pretty cool things. Like you can pretty much print out that blue on top of 100% polyester shirt, and now you can get that effect of the rhinestones sitting on top of the color, which I love it. It creates some awesome effects. Awesome effects. If not, the shirt will basically look like this. If you're doing 100% cotton, and cotton cannot sit on top of vinyl, since I said cotton cannot sit on top of vinyl, rhinestones cannot be placed on top of vinyl, your design will look like this. Let me show you. Let's trim that blue out of there. Select the blue, hold down shift, select the black, and let's trim it out of there. Now we can go in there and select that blue and delete it. So it'll look like this. That's with no material up under it, no color up under it, no ink, no anything, just plain, just the shirt, stones on top of the shirt. And up here, you know, if you're sublimating, you can sublimate the shirt first, then lay the rhinestones on top, and I mean that can be any color that you want it to. You know, you can even go with just something, you know, different. It's going to make the stones look different. It's going to make them, you know, same color stones, but now they look like they are red in hue. They look dark. I guess it totally depends on which look you're going for. Another example over here. Let's change this shirt to white. Let's change the stone color to clear. I know y'all saying it still looks, but Ray, it still looks yellow because it has the yellow underneath. Well, we did white underneath, or the same shade as the shirt. Then you would just see the stones just shine. But let's make a copy of this one as well, because I want to show y'all how it looks on the sublimation with the 100% white polyester and clear stones. Because now we can change this background to red. See the difference? Black outline, red in the inside, printed ink sublimation with the rhinestones on top versus down here with no color in the background. Wait a minute. Sorry, yeah, I got to chop that through there. There we go. With no color in the background. Now also, we can, select the wrong tool. Give me just a second. See, we're trying to select all of that white. I just want the stone. So click on one stone and use the tool all the way over to the top right, which is same size and same color. Now should only select those white stones in this design. Give it a second to select all of the stones. Let's change those stones to red. Well, I like to use the maroon darker red. Oh, but the stones up here in this design, they were clear too, so it changed those. Let's just change them back. Like so. See the difference, folks? For some reason, especially showing it right here on the reds, those reds look liver with the background. If you agree, leave a comment down below. Also, I'll go ahead and end this video right here. This may be a 15-20 part video just showing step by step, how to place the stones, getting people more familiar with CorelDraw and the TRW Rhinestone Wizard. And I'm out.